part 3 of our book club that, so you don't have to read it. Just trying something fun live on Substack. Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by Richard Bach. And so we're in the 3rd section of this amazing book that was written in 1977. This is my 2nd time reading it. I read it first in high school, and this is Kristeen's first time. So it's so great but I feel like I'm reading it for the first time and with fresh eyes. And so maybe, we can bring people up to speed who haven't listened to our first 2 lives, just to bring you all up to speed. Do you want to share your impactful moments of the first 2 parts?
Yes. For one, I think, yes, we're having this chat so that you don't have to read the book, but I totally think if you did read it, you would love it. If you have an open mind, right? Open mind. So the first 2 sections, I really loved kind of trying the mystery of who Donald Shimoda is, this reluctant Messiah. I loved seeing how Richard's brought into the miracles of his existence and his bewilderment as he's like, what is this guy doing? How is he flying without getting, bugs on his windshield? And his plane isn't dirty. You're just kind of with him and what the beep is going on here.
Right. So and he doesn't need gas or anything.
Yeah. How is he doing this? That's kind of that first section. I'm trying to remember what stood out to me the second. The second seemed like it was around Richard's realization that he was on this path of becoming a Messiah. Whether he wanted to admit that to himself or not, he was given the handbook for Messiahs and just the wisdom on those pages. I turned to one of my favorites with the bibliomancy that we were talking about in our last ones. And on page 71, that Messiah's handbook says, there is no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. You seek problems because you need their gifts.
Yeah. Let's pause there.
Yeah.
I think, that's just such a hard lesson to learn, that everything is perfect despite the darkness and the challenges, especially that we're having in today's world. And I think that it's, all of it is a gift that we can have choice. So much of this book is about choice and free will, I think.
Yeah.
And different realities.
Yes.
Like we talked about the movie, like everybody's is the star in their own movie. And even though you and I are in the same movie together right now of our reality, you're experiencing it different than I am.
I'm an NPC in your movie, and or maybe a character in your movie. There you go. An NPC would be like innocent bystanders. But yeah, kind of that discovery for him, right? As he's learning, like, oh my gosh, it's like flipping reality on its head. And I finished the book last night, that last section, and I put it down. I had some tears, I'll admit, which is not a hard thing for me, but I had some tears. And I put it down and I went and I told my husband, and I was like, I am so glad I'm done with this book. And he was like, why is it bad? And I'm like, no, I'm excited because now you can read it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have a copy with all my highlights and scribbles.
I know. It's really a book that you pass on to someone.
Yeah.
I said the same thing to my husband, actually. I'm like, I think you'd really like this book. And then I also was telling my daughter, my 20-year-old daughter, about it. I think she would really like it too. It's like this, it has a lot of faith, and just to, again, like, I know we've talked about it before, but to kind of take that word Messiah and take the religiosity out of it, that it's really about us being our own best guide and having faith in the small, still voice that's within us to know that we have all the answers. And this relationship between Dawn and Richard is just, it's so, it's filled with anger, and it's filled with confusion, and it's filled with hope, and it's also filled with love, like this love of these
and humor.
these two. And humor, yes.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
love how they
gosh,
kind of
yes.
poke at each other a bit and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but in this last section, it seemed like it was about kind of like the miracles, or they use the word miracles a lot, but also the illusions, of course,
Mm.
of like making a cloud disappear.
Right.
Right. That I loved how he said on, I think it's page 118 or 119, he said, if you really want to remove a cloud from your life, you do not make a big production out of it. You just
Mm.
relax and remove it from your thinking. That's all there is to it.
Okay, how would you apply that to real life, like in so many ways?
Well, I tried this morning. I went outside and there was this little cloud, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can make that go away. And
What happened?
I think I just I got into a place of expectation that when I opened my eyes, the cloud would be gone. It was still there. I will say. So I probably made a little bit of a production out of it, and I didn't remove it from my thinking. I was thinking about it not being there. So it
Interesting.
was still in my thinking. So I was like, oh, okay. So I have to remove the cloud from my thinking. I don't know that the guidance in this book is meant for us to learn how to remove clouds or walk on water, but applying it to our life, like to not make a big production out of the things that we want to release. Like
Yes.
it made me think about also about releasing like extra weight, or releasing debt, or things of that nature that we want to be free from. And I don't know
Yes.
about you, but anytime I want to lose weight, I make a big freaking deal out of it.
It becomes a
So
big production for sure.
yeah. So how do
It's,
we make it
yeah,
not a big production?
it's
Like
to let
removing
go of that grip.
yes.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
gripping that we do as our human brains like do. It's so interesting. Like whenever, yeah, so I have a goal of the end of June. I'm supposed to climb Half Dome in Yosemite with my husband. And it's a 12-hour hike. We start in the dark, and we're hiking basically, I think it's like 6 miles up and maybe 6 miles. I don't know. It
Wow.
could be less, but it's 12 hours. Oh,
You
that's
had
all
me
I
at
know.
12 hours. I was
I
like,
know exactly. I forget how many
mhm,
miles. And I'm very reluctant.
mhm,
And at the same time, I know I want to go to Yosemite and check it out.
mm,
So I have to train. I know that I have to train. And so instead of having, a visualization of like, oh, I'm going to make the whole hike of
mhm.
the 12 hours, I'm now thinking about, okay, I'm just going to just focus on here and now, like
Yes.
strengthening, strength training, and moving my body and getting joy out of it that now and
Mhm.
not in the future. And
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens. Like
Oh,
if we don't make it up to the all the way, then we don't.
yes.
And I hope that he's okay with that if we don't. So
You'd be like, "Why don't you catch the replay of this, babe? You'll learn a lot."
yeah.
Okay.
So
I
it's
love
being in the moment, right? And
that.
having the
Mhm.
joy. So like
I
listening
also
to, yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. I was thinking about how you just said that, like, you're reluctant, but you want the experience and you want to be on the journey, and it made me
Hmm.
think that's kind of how Richard is in this. He's
Yeah.
definitely reluctant,
Yes.
right? But he reiterates throughout this book that he does want to know the mysteries of life. He does want the outcome, right? And the experience. He just has some fears, perhaps, and anxieties, especially around crowds, right?
Yes.
That came up again in this
In the
part.
section. Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about him walking on water. though?
Oh
Like, what
yeah,
came up
that
for
was.
you around that?
I was kind of like, oh come on,
Mhm,
because so Donald goes out and shows Richard his tricks of walking on water and how it's just all an illusion, and he invites him to come into his reality to see that. And then Richard's able to do it, and then they do the opposite, right, of walking on soil and it sinking,
mhm.
and how Richard sunk way deeper than he thought he would on the soil. I had a hard time with that one. I
Mhm.
just don't think that I don't think it's possible.
Mm. Yeah.
How about you? What do you think?
What do you think Donald would say to you about that?
He would laugh. He would
Yeah,
laugh. He'd be like, well, you're
yeah.
just not trying hard enough and you just don't get it.
Mhm. I like how he kind of, um, like, along those lines, in that Messiah's Handbook, it says the original sin is to limit the is, which is like the universe, right?
Mhm.
Don't,
Don't
right?
limit. We
So I
Right.
imagine him saying something like that. Yeah, if you think you can't, you can't.
Yeah.
And do you want to is the question. I don't know about you. I'm not really compelled to walk on water. I don't
Right.
wanna be crucified in this life, so I'm gonna keep that one under wraps if I may,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
telling you, not sharing it on the internets if that happens. Yes. Um, and
But
oh, I wanna hear you. Tell me.
yeah, I was just gonna say there's so much letting go. Like there was so much letting go of, again, the
Mhm.
gripping. And I have to say that I have seen things like
Yeah,
in my own life.
yeah.
Um, like I've definitely had what could be classified as illusions, but they were my
Mhm,
reality. I've
mhm,
seen um, an Indian saint that had left his body.
mhm,
But my frame of mind before I saw him walking on the road
mhm.
was of an elevated state, not without psychedelics or any plant medicine or anything. I was in an elevated meditative state and I saw
Mhm.
him, and I know I did.
Yeah,
So I know this is achievable,
yeah.
but I had to let go. If I think about the state that I was in when I was, when I saw him, I didn't realize who it was until like 5 minutes down the road. And then I was like, oh my God, wait a minute.
Hold
I
on.
know who that
Yeah,
was.
pump the brakes. And you're
Yeah,
talking to a psychic medium and channel, so
right. So you get it. Like, I know you're like, oh yeah.
oh, yeah, sure, but the walking on water part did kinda get me, so I feel you on that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, the other one was walking through walls, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
I loved that Richard accused him of not living in this world. He was like, "You just don't even live in this world," basically, and they had this argument about how Richard believes that 4 billion people live in this world,
Hmm.
and he Donald smashes that, and he's like, "No, basically there's 4 billion worlds." It's
Right.
without him directly saying that, like,
Yes.
your world is what you experience and other people's world are what they experience, and,
Yes.
there was a quote from the Messiah's Handbook around that I was trying to find that I didn't totally grasp, so I wanted to see if you might have. It says,
About the walk on water part
no, it's
or
page
walking through
135
walls.
after walking through walls. It says, "If you will practice being fictional for a while, you will understand that fictional characters are sometimes more real than people with bodies and heartbeats."
Okay. Yeah. Like, what the heck does that mean? Fictional characters that we make up in our minds?
Yeah, so the first part, if you will practice being fictional for a while,
Oh, yes.
right?
So that's being a role. So like playing
Yeah.
a role of some kind.
Well, realizing, I think the only thing I got out of that was, like, it's realizing that I'm playing a character and I'm
Yes.
playing a role in this life, that this isn't the totality of me,
Right.
and then perhaps that will help me realize that this is your character, but it's not the totality of you,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
I was like, maybe I
This is
understood
like,
it more than I thought. I don't know. But
you totally did. So here, I'll even take it a step further.
yeah,
So
let's go.
Ram Dass, I mean, this is like a lot of this is like Ram Dass teachings as well,
Mhm.
because he would always talk about, we play these roles. You play the role of mother, of wife, of
Mhm.
worker, of entrepreneur, psychic, even a medium,
Yeah.
all these roles. But take all that away. So those are all like fictional in this
Mhm.
play, this massive play. To whoever you're interacting with, you put on that mask of that role. And then when you take that mask off, you will understand that these fictional characters that you're playing are sometimes more real than people with bodies and heartbeats. So so what is that? So that part is, I don't get it. They're more real. Like sometimes like I know you're being real with me right now, but maybe when you're alone, you're the realest you can be.
Yeah, perhaps that. Um, it's hard. I think my brain's a little broken on that one.
Yeah, that's okay. But I think but your work, I know your work is all about getting to the I am, and
Yeah.
my work is a lot about getting to the
Mhm.
self, the big S in the self as
Mhm.
well, like the truth of who we are,
Mhm.
of this infinite love and authenticity that
Mhm.
exists within
Yeah.
us. And so so I don't really understand that last part,
If any of
but
you guys do, please leave it in
yeah.
the chat or the comments or something. Educate us over here, okay? Help a sister out, okay?
Yeah. And
Um,
then even the next page on the handbook, your conscious is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. That made me smile. Like that made me feel
mhm.
like, oh, it's okay to be selfish, but
Yeah.
in the best way.
Yes, and I think that that's really evident throughout this book. Kind of, one of the statements he makes about how everybody's just making their own movie, right? And
Right.
oh my gosh, the vampire situation, that's where it is. I was trying to
That was
remember
right. That was so
where.
funny.
It was pretty hilarious. We
We've got
won't.
vampires in this book too, folks.
Yes, Buffy the Vampires. And oh my gosh, what's the other one? Twilight. There you go. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I was a Twilight girly. So in there, what I was thinking about with that was how he was saying, he was talking about it's not like the golden rule, like do no harm, right?
Oh,
Um,
yes.
he says we choose ourselves to be hurt or not to be hurt, no matter what. Us who decides, nobody else. We
Yeah.
all we are all free to do whatever we want to do. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Don't
I
take
mean,
things personally, and you
yeah.
have free will.
Yes. Yes.
And
It
why do we
doesn't
forget that all the time? Why do we forget? Why do we take things personally all the time, do you think?
because we have egos and a pain body that needs to feed on speaking Eckhart Tolle language, that needs to feed on drama, right? To
Yes.
stay real. So I had some come up, like dramas come up in life, and in the last week even, that I was like, oh wow, like what would Donald say about this? Right?
Mm,
I
yeah.
literally was asking kind of like what would Jesus do, but not that Donald was Jesus and such, but it just helped, returning to this book and reading, especially last night, made me realize like, oh, if they're showing up like this in my life, then it's because I wanted them to at some level,
Yeah. And that's a
right?
hard lesson.
I'm attracting that. I'm magnetizing it to
Hmm.
me, for me, always.
Yeah.
But how
So
empowering is that though, to be
it
like, oh,
is.
it's kind, and I wondered, I was like, Taylor Swift's song, "I'm the Problem, It's Me." I was like, oh my God, that's full circle. Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
I,
not to
I, for,
spiral too deep. But what were you
so
gonna say?
did, when you realized that with your
Mhm,
dramas, did
mhm.
you, how did that, Were you able to reframe it and then not be able to be stuck in it?
Yeah, it was like all the emotional charge like went.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I wanted this, I guess, because it's here. Like some aspect of me wanted to work through this situation. It wasn't like a huge deal, but like
Right.
there was something there for me.
It
And
stirred it up.
yeah, it's kind of like one of my teachers and coaches says, like, what's on your neon sign? Right. And sometimes on our
Oh,
neon sign above us, right, it says,
yes.
I'm a victim, right?
Yes.
Abuse
Yes.
me, or things like that, or I'm unworthy.
Right.
And we extract from others a mirror of what's on our sign, or
I
a
love that.
lesson to what's on that sign. So, and they even talk about that a bit here in this book too. When he talks about the blue feather.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if we were going to get to that. Yeah,
Yes, we
totally.
got to
That
talk
was
about the blue
cool.
feather. That was like a moment for me. How was that for you? Tell me.
Well, I've done it. I've done what he's.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah. I was like
totally
blue feather. I
manifested
was like, I'll probably see a bunch of blue feathers now that I read.
yeah.
But tell me about yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like playing around when I go on long walks, and oftentimes I'll listen to an inspiring podcast or something, and then I'll turn it off and just let it like get into me, and then I start talking out loud. So I meditate a lot, and but I don't pray. So there's a difference between meditation and prayer. And when I started praying out loud, praying out loud to me feels more beneficial than just thinking. So while I'm walking, I've just kind of played, and I've said, okay, if you're listening, creator, divine, whoever the one, omnipotent being, whatever you are, please show me that you're listening and show me some feathers. And sure enough, I started seeing, I saw 3 feathers on the way back to my house. And then I also, this one time, 2 crows came swooping down in front of my face to warn me that there was a coyote nearby. Wow. So I was like, okay, you got
I'm
me.
listening. Yeah.
You got me.
Yes, received. I always start my prayers with, "What's up, Sky Daddy?"
Nice.
Just I'm like, "Hi, Sky Daddy." Not that I think of the everything that is, or the voice of I am, as I call it, as a daddy.
Right.
But it makes it fun for me because there's so much dogma around other words that we could use for the divine, right?
Totally.
So you do you however you do it. But around the blue feather, what I loved so much about this, him kind of manifesting that blue feather. I definitely read that and was like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. And stuff shows up, like that's normal. I was like, okay. But what I loved was his 2 tips on it. He said, surround it, like when you're visualizing it, surround it in golden light if you want.
Yes.
That's a healing thing too, to help you make it real. But it works in magnetizing it too. So I was like, oh yeah, putting things in golden light. But then the real kicker, this is what like really got me, was when he explained, if you want to be with what you're magnetizing, you have to put yourself in the picture too.
That was a big lesson. I hadn't thought of that either.
Yeah. Major. I was like, oh my goodness. And I have a couple of retreats, or several of them, coming up this summer. So I did that in my mind. I like put myself, instead of just seeing the beautiful places with a bunch of people in it, I was in it too. And I was like,
That's
yes.
so great. Yes. I see it. I'm in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be with you.
I'm there. Oh my gosh. And other things I started using that with. I was like, oh, I've got to see myself there too. So we'll see what happens.
Because we're so often watching it and trying to create it as a movie, because we're still watching that movie. That's a really good thing to remember, and also putting that golden light around it. Yeah. So I So just I guess in closing, the last quote, well, there's two last quotes on page 177. So there is tragedy at the end of Don just kind of gives
call
up.
it a tragedy, right?
Right. Because he still lives on. We
Yeah.
all live on. It really shows like that death is not the end at the end of this book. But the mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. What the caterpillar calls at the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. So I just loved that.
Yes. I got to that and I was like, oh, don't make him die. And that's when, as that tragedy unfolded, that's where my tears came. I was like, oh. And I don't want to spoiler it for anybody, but in that epilogue, the very last line, if you have the book with you and you're watching this and you haven't read it, don't turn to that. Don't skip to the end. Read the last quote like I wanted to when I got this book. But it was just such a beautiful moment for me when I read that, kind of like, oh my gosh, like maybe it is real, like everything's real. Maybe he did have this experience with somebody. It like made me think that, like, what if it's not fictional? But my other favorite part from this last section, page 189, is he says, dying is like diving into a deep lake on a hot day. There's the shock of that sharp, cold change, the pain of it for a second, and then accepting is a swim in reality. But after so many times, even the shock wears off. I was like, wow. Yeah. Wow.
It's a continuation.
Yes. And like Wayne Dyer says, like changing rooms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we know he still talks to us all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Oh yeah.
He shows up so many places.
Wayne's my faves. He's so good. And
yeah.
I love it. And this has been, I just wanted to thank you because for this experience of having these live chats, because it really, it opened my eyes to this beautiful book that literally when I was done and my little tears reading it, I said thank you to Richard Bach, who I don't know if he's still with us or not, but I was like, wherever you are, thank you, right? For being brave enough to pen to paper this beauty. A classic in my heart now. So.
Totally classic. Thank you so much for inviting me to, read this with you and experiment in this way. And it was a book that I needed to read again. So I really thank you for bringing it again into my sphere. And tell me what's happening. Yes, tell me what's happening next.
So as a part of my school community called Multidimensional Nerd. Yes, there we go. Can you say that 5 times backwards?
Yeah.
We are nerding out on this book as a community in a live call next week on Tuesday, May 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And would love to have all you other nerds there to chat about this book. Whether if you read the book, like, hey, bonus points to you. But if you want to have deep conversations about all the beautiful topics in this book, like, join us. Okay. I'm going to put a little link.
Great. I was going to ask you. Yes.
I will put a link in the chat. And you'll just hop in the community and check out the calendar and you will find all of the things.
Yes. And I'm
it's
part
free.
of,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm
well,
here.
Anyway, I can attest I'm part of Kristeen's community, Multidimensional Nerd, and I can attest that it's great fun, a safe space. And for anyone who wants to explore anything really around spirituality and seen and unseen. So
our tagline is nerding out on awakening or activating and trusting your intuitive gifts, one dimension at a time.
Beautiful.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you,
All right.
Shelley. So
All right,
fun.
guys. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.